Hello everyone and welcome to today's scrapbook layout share. I wanted to share with you the layouts that I have created with the Tutti Frutti collection. You'll find it in the brand new May June catalogue and it's the second collection. I have some plans for the fresh paint one, but I have done a workshop with 3 double page spreads using this Tutti Frutti collection. You can see that it's very summer themed, and the papers here, there's icy poles, a fruit salad type page, sunglasses, a lovely little icon page, the stripe, and this dot paper. And what I've concentrated on with the 3 double page spreads that I've done are the icy poles, the sunglasses, and the dot paper. I found that these 3 I thought worked really well together with my theme of putting them onto white backgrounds with some black accents. The other item from this collection that I've used are the Tutti Frutti digital art collection, which come in as SVGs. So I've purchased this and I've used some of these icons in here, some of these images, to dress up the pages and go for some bold embellishments on these layouts. So let's have a flip through of what I've created here. I've created some titles with the offset feature to give a bubble sort of look. This paper sort of reminded me of when I was young and used to be outside a lot, and I'd be eating icy poles and ice creams and outside playing and doing all sorts of summer activities. So I thought doing the bubble type titles would suit really well for these pages. Pretty much all of the pattern papers, I've done this throughout this workshop. I have cut down and I've matted so that there's an 1/8 of an inch mat with black, and then the white separates that. And then I've also created that same effect with the base layer, so the white here and then like an 1/8 of an inch all the way around. It's been really fun to play with these icons as well. There are 3 different sunglasses in the SVG collection, and just adding a little bit of sparkle with some sequins, and there's silver shimmer trim that I've cut down into strips to top and tail the photos on this one. I've used that sort of technique throughout this workshop as well. And you'll see some glacier inking behind certain areas on all of the pages. I've used the ink smooshing technique with a plastic bag. So basically you smoosh the ink down onto an all-purpose mat, spray it with a little bit of water, put your hand inside a plastic bag or one of the bags that our embellishments and things come in, and you just pick it up and smoosh it down onto your page until you're happy with the look that you've got there. I just wanted to create a little bit of texture for these elements to sit on and a little bit more visual interest to the page. So this is layout 1. Layout 2, you can see I've used the same sort of thing with this, with the bubble type text that I've created in Design Space. I've used the icy pole icons. There are actually 5 different ones, but I used 4 of them for this because I just found that it worked well with this design. I've done the same sort of thing with the matting of the elements here, just a small border of black around all of them. And you can see there's the shimmer trim and also the smooshing with the glacier ink. And this one I've created a cute little flip-flap element that will open up both ways. So journaling can go on here, or another little photo, and 2 more photo placements. So it extends the amount of photos that you can have on a double page spread. I actually like having the icy pole one on the top here because it sort of reflects this rather than having both of the sunglasses ones right next to each other. I'll cut the page protector when I've got my photos on here so that these will come outside the page protector ready to be flipped over. And I've forgotten to do it, but I am going to add a little tab on this one and on this area here so that when people are looking through the album, they know that they can flip these over and there's more surprises underneath. It's a great way to hide your journaling, but if you have more photos to put on here, you could add them onto these areas or even onto these squares here. You could put little photos on them as well. And there's plenty of space on this layout so that you could add additional journaling here. I really love all these fun icy pole elements from this SVG digital collection. So this is the 3rd layout that I've created, and I've brought in some mint cardstock, which is one of the colors on this. I've sort of stayed away from the pink hues because I wanted this to be a totally flexible workshop, but I really do love the glacier, the mint, and also the grape elements, and I've also brought in Carolina as well. Keeping the photo placements like this brings your eye into the central part of the page, and these embellishments here sort of lead everything into it. You will have noticed throughout this that when I've cut these SVG files, I've added a black outline to all of them, and I think it adds just an extra little pop to the page and makes the embellishments coordinate with this matting of the black around all the photos and the pattern paper. Adding the little strips of shimmer trim just dresses up these little ice creams, and I'm not sure if you can see this on camera with the lighting the way it is, but I have used clear shimmer brush on all of the ice cream elements to give that added extra little bit of a shine. If you wanted to, you could cut those out of white glitter paper, but I just love the subtlety of the shimmer brush, and I think that adds just an extra little touch to these. All of these layouts you could add flip flaps to, like I've done with this second layout here. There's plenty of room to add additional flip flaps for more and more photos if that's what you want to do. And I wanted to keep all of these layouts fairly clean and graphic with the addition of the black and the white. I really think it makes the Tutti Frutti papers really pop. So I'm very happy with how all of these have turned out. Instead of putting these sequins on the page, you could use these mini shapes that coordinate with the Tutti Frutti collection. These would be perfect little elements on here. They weren't available when I first placed my order, so they're on their way, so I can't wait to start playing with these as well. They've got little hearts and little citrus type coloured fruits and everything in there, and they're going to be a fun addition to Tutti Frutti layouts. I just wanted to show you a couple of quick things with these layouts that I wasn't able to show you without the page protectors on. Just excuse that this is put in this way, that's so that I can hang it up for display purposes for a workshop. But I've cut the slits in the page protector so that this flip flap works and flips out like this, so that everybody can have a look at it, and it's all tucked in underneath. It's a bit tricky to get this one in. You do have to bend it a little bit, but the page protectors are very, very strong, the memory protectors from Close to My Heart, so this works really, really well. The other thing I quickly wanted to show you was this ink smooshing that I do with a Ziploc bag. So I'm just going to quickly show you how I did that. I've still got the old Glacier ink pad. Mine hasn't run out yet, and I've never refilled it, so I just keep using it. I just smoosh the ink down onto my all-purpose mat, spray it with a little bit of water, put my hand up inside a Ziploc bag, and I'm tapping it off a little bit because I just want to make sure that I don't have it too concentrated. And then I just go around and do this. If I think it's a little bit too strong in colour, I can add a little bit more water, but you do want to spread it out a bit if you're not using watercolour type cardstock. If you're just using White Daisy, you don't want it too wet on the page for it to buckle. And then when you want just to put a few little specks, instead of going all the way down with your hand and pressing into the mat, you can just pick up where it's speckled and add a few little fun splash dot type areas. So that's all there is to it, to ink smooshing with a plastic bag. It really is extremely simple to do, and you have a little bit more control of where it is all going, doing it this way, as opposed to picking up your piece of cardstock and smooshing it in like this. There is a little bit more control, and you can see exactly where things are going when you do it with a plastic bag. However, this is still a great look, so I'm going to keep these two pieces because I can use this on a border, or actually what I might do is ink this up just a little bit more and add some more water, and then they can become card bases. I have some plans for some Tutti Frutti cards coming up, so this I will just prep and I'll be all ready to go while I've got everything out. And I think that's going to create some fun backgrounds for some Tutti Frutti cards. So I hope you've enjoyed my flip through of the layouts that I've been working on with this collection. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate your likes and your comments. Happy crafting, and bye for now.